Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Beverly Hills, California, where today we are joined by some of the top salon owners here in Beverly Hills who have come together to join forces and help you, our salon family out there watching, in discussing COVID-19 and its impact on our salon industry. As you can see, we are outside here in Southern California. We are all 6 feet apart and we are complying with all California COVID-19 safety protocol guidelines. Some members of our panel are taking extra safety precautions as their duties include traveling for work, and we are respecting each individual's wishes on staying safe. My name is Michael Esper. I work as an account manager for the beauty distributor Swice Incorporated, and today Swice, along with its partner brand Milbon USA, is proud to sponsor and bring to you this highly esteemed group of colleagues. Our panel is now going to introduce themselves, and then we will begin our discussion on a salon road to recovery.
Hi, my name is Steve Lococo. I'm co-owner along with Alberto Borelli of B2V Salon.
Hi, I'm Amanda George and I'm the owner of Royal Salon and Studio.
Hi, I'm Neil Weisberg, co-owner of Mesh Salon in Beverly Hills.
Hi, my name's Leanne Citroni and I'm co-owner at the Andy Lecomte Salon.
Hi, my name is Anko Tran. I am the Global Creative Director of Melbourne.
Okay, thank you everyone. All right, so our first question is actually for everyone on the panel. We just spoke about the safety protocols that we are following outside, but how have your staff, how have your clients, how are they embracing the safety protocols that you have all implemented inside your salons?
I think that our standards were high to begin with, and I think just the heightened sense of following all the guidelines and state board have been put in place, and it wasn't a large stretch, but everybody has been great and followed through.
I think the clients are really ones that feel it's changed in the salon. The hairdressers have really been pretty great and going along with it, but I think the clients have really noticed the difference.
Yeah, I think that we've, we sort of check with the CDC to see if there's any updates and changes. You schedule the extra time between each client so that there's extra time for sanitation and everyone's really spread out. We have plexiglass and we just try really hard to make everyone feel safe.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, our standard has definitely was high and then still even higher now, just to take extra precaution, and clients and stylists feel very comfortable.
All right, our next question is actually for Neil from Mesh Salon. Neil, for those stylists and colorists that you have lost who have chosen not to return to a salon environment, what are your thoughts? What would you say to them?
But I just feel there's no long-term strategy with that, and I just feel, I know the hairdressers that are working in the salon have been, for the most part, very busy. The younger hairdressers are getting a lot of clients because there's a surplus of clients in the salon. So, I also really feel that the clients want a salon experience. They don't want to have their hair done in their house, and clients are so happy to come in. So that's been very, very refreshing, and I think the hairdressers should know that I think obviously this is not going to be a forever thing, and the most important thing is clients do enjoy a salon experience and not having their hair done in a shampoo bowl, or no, in a sink, a kitchen sink, and in someone's apartment.
I think the stability and what the environment of a salon creates, the chatter, the bonding, there's a kinetic energy that happens in our salon. We're a creative compound of people, and I think people and especially clients like being around that. They like going to a salon.
It's not a really great long-term plan. I think everybody, professional hairdressers, work very well in an environment. It's like a symphony. It's beautiful, and everybody feeds off of each other, and it's just so creative. So I just feel like they'll eventually want to be back in that environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I know it's going to be short term, like Neil said. It's just also really nice to go in a salon where you can just work and leave your work there, and not take it with you to different places. So it'll come back.
Next question would be for Steve from B2V. Steve, it's obviously been a very difficult experience for everyone, but for people who are still struggling out there, just trying to get through day by day, trying to put food on their table, pay their rent, pay their mortgage, what advice would you give to them if they just want to try to give up?
Actually, we talked about that earlier because we were talking about how everybody's situation is a little bit different. We have a stylist who has got 3 kids. She is juggling, do I come into the salon? Do I take care of my kids? There's no school open. So everybody's life is sort of like turned upside down. And like us for salon owners to have our businesses turned upside down, we have to be conscious of what our stylists are going through to be able to accommodate them and make sure that everything is in sync with them. I try to encourage every one of our stylists, and I think we all have from talking, to go to where it's stable. It's stable to come back into the salon. It's good to come back into the salon if you can. Do what you can to keep your clients comfortable, keep everybody happy. But our energy, our creative side is stability. And stability happens when you're consistent, you're taking care of your clients, you pick your 3-4 days that you need to do, and you go back into the salon. Everybody handles it differently financially. Everybody, but you can't lose sight of stability, because like we mentioned earlier, this will not last forever, and things will always change. And we need to be the ones where, hey, you're there, that's great. I know you're there, so I'm going to come in, and the clients will do it. I believe they'll do it.
We're going to be back to normal, soon, and we just need to kind of ride it out. And that even if people can come in 1 or 2 days a week because their kids are home, or we sort of try to open early to make it easy for people if they need that, or take clients later, like whatever's going to kind of help us as a salon owner, as the stylist, as the clients, to just sort of ride through this wave and get to the other side.
People have to survive, so they're doing what they can to survive, whatever it takes, whether they've got the kids or the house calls and this and that. But we also have to look after our employees. I'm talking of our assistants, our housekeepers,
Correct.
our front desk, our managers, and you can only give so many hours when there's so much business. And so we are trying to be the master of ceremonies, really, and try to make sure it's fair for everybody. But
Correct.
it's difficult, it's very delicate, and people not being in the salon definitely affects that side of it too, which I don't know they really think about that or consider, but that's their livelihoods too. These people that were full-time, now they're only 2 or 3 days a week too.
But also I do think, now we just have to be flexible with the staff, as you were saying, because we have one girl that works 1 day a week because babysitting and babysitters, and house calls, and we have to be sort of grateful that she wants to work 1 day in the salon.
Correct.
Yeah.
When do you see the salon industry rebounding, Amanda?
Well, I wish I had a crystal ball, but I feel like maybe we're looking at the third quarter next 2021 for it to rebound. I think schools have to reopen. I think for those very reasons that these guys have been discussing this, and also obviously the vaccine will make a difference. All those factors will build into it. And I'm just talking about, when you say rebounding, my rebound is where we might have our teams back into the salon somewhat normal, and then the clients will have the confidence also to be back in the salon. So I don't know, but I think second, third quarter next year.
When kids go back to school and people are going out for lunches or dinners and they're getting more blow dries, and all of a sudden they realize they've got gray because their hair's been up, and so they're kind of getting color done more. And so I feel like maybe it's a more gradual process of getting a few more blow dries, getting your bangs back, because everyone seems to have grown out their bangs right now because they don't want to have to, every 2 weeks so it feels like as kids go back to school, and it'll just gradually increase.
Okay, so our next question is actually for Leanne from Andy Lecomte Salon. Leanne, you run a lot of the business aspect over at your salon. As a salon owner and from a business perspective, what advice can you give salon owners watching who are specifically concerned about business overhead costs during this time?
Just the little things that I feel like as salons, we don't necessarily think about. Did we unplug everything at night? Did we turn the air off? Can we call the phone company and see if we can renegotiate our rate? Just all those little bills that you kind of just pay every month, to sit down and kind of look at them and see how you can rework it to lower those costs a little.
I think as most hairdressers don't really understand the waste and stuff that happens in a business, especially when you're busy, you just spend money or you use as much color as you don't really care and stuff like that. So we have really sort of tightened the reins on, because we still have quite a few people that are employees. So we're watching, we're not over ordering colour like we used to and stuff like that. And we've also negotiated a rent which has been fantastic. The landlord has been really great for us. So.
On, you spend so much time educating globally for Milbon, but this year we were all introduced to salon education via Zoom. What are your thoughts on virtual education, and what have you learned from it?
Virtual education, I have to say, I mean, we just adapt. I think people are especially hairdressers, like outside of in big cities or like in small towns, they want to get inspired. So any kind of chance they get connection with people via virtual or not, they still want that connection. And it's good to see them, maybe you can't touch them, but like there's a sense of like that connection that you still go with them. And then later on, when you actually can do in-person training, they would love that. So it's almost like keeping that connection, keeping that touch with them. So it works for us. And at first it was weird. It was like, because you don't get an automatic feedback right away when you do virtual, because you get questions, there's a chat list on one side, and it's new for me. So anytime when I'm on it, I'm just like, okay, I have to like readjust. But now that I'm more comfortable with it, it's a lot easier. And one thing for sure is they still want to get that in-person class when it's, possible. So it's a best way to connect with people. And during quarantine time, I did consultation with clients, and sometimes it's silly, like I don't get to cut their hair, but like they really want to see like what can I do, like how should I style my hair during this time, or how can I look decent for Zoom meetings. So that connection with them is really good. So that's why I spent my time during quarantine.
Great.
Yeah.
Has everyone on the panel found that your staff is embracing Zoom or the virtual education?
We try to encourage 2 or 3 stylists together to do it together in the salon, distance. But a lot of them have told me that they just keep taking continual education on their own because they feel there's a camaraderie when everybody's together learning the same thing and learning something, and we can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
The manufacturers have had a problem, and it's just not possible right now.
Yeah.
Our last question is actually for everybody on the panel, our next to last question, but what is something positive that has happened to you during this time because of all of this? If we can just go right down the line.
There's a dedication of stylists that have been tried and true in our salon, and they've been there since day one, and they continue to be there, and they're like, whatever you need us to do, we're gonna make this happen and make it together. And it was a feeling, because like you mentioned, as an owner, you're thinking, okay, where am I gonna cut? I can't do this to your employees. How are you gonna make all this happen? And that feeling of everybody coming together, and you've got that core, and that core was there, that was a very positive thing for us, and it calmed everybody down to the point where, okay, it's time to rebuild, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
For me, what good things that came out of this, there's been a few, but I do think, obviously after many years of being in Beverly Hills, and I've made, I have lots of friends in the industry and they own salons, and the coming together was even more apparent through this, and being able to talk to each other and being very open and transparent was really helpful and meant a lot to me. We were able to, petition and include loads of other salons, and then you really realize how many of us there are in the state and how big the industry is, and everybody going through the same struggles. So for me, I felt like it was powerful to really see, to feel that togetherness. And my intention is to carry on with that and to try to do more from this, to try to work for the other hairdressers and be some kind of a voice, and maybe that would be good that came out of the bad.
Another question we have is, there are so many salon owners, so many stylists, so many colorists out there watching you, and they're just so concerned. They're trying to figure out how to get by day, mentally exhausted. It's a very distraught time for them. What would you say to them?
Hang in there, do not give up. When this first happened for us, we immediately called our co-owners that have other salons, reached out to them. I reached out to you and to our distributors. I wasn't, we can't be afraid to ask for help. None of us, every one of us in the whole world has been dealing with this, and all of us need to reach out. We reach out to each other. We have each other. So we have to, don't think you have to go through it alone. You have to hang in there and reach out depending on what you need. Somebody will be there, I think, to always be there to help you.
Trying to connect with your clients would probably be the best thing, because they are your bread and butter, And as far as the stylist goes, yes, they do come and go, especially in this situation. But just, connect with them still. Just don't lose contact with them, Because we do have a lot of people didn't work with us after the COVID situation, but we still keep in contact. Just don't burn any bridges, just keep that connection. And especially out here, we have such a great community with all these you guys, and Amanda is just like rallying for us with the governor, so she's amazing. But having that connection with people, if anything, that will help.
Like, I know for myself, and like trying to be positive, and I know for me, it's more like the last, one of the other questions, but it's like I'm taking longer between clients now. Through sanitation and not trying to have too many people in the salon, is I'm giving more of myself, and to make the clients feel, because I think we all miss the clients, and I miss them, and so that is a way of sort of making the clients, as Arne said, making the clients feel special. Is maybe we took them for granted because things were so. When things are good, you just do your thing. You don't even think about it. Like you fit people in. You may have shortened someone 5 minutes of their time, but that 5 minutes could have been, really that little bit better for them and making them feel special.
Being positive is really, really important. It's very easy to slip into a negative place. It's very worrying, paying the bills and worrying about your people coming back to work and all those sort of things. But you really need to stay positive. And if you live in a place where you have other salons around, don't be an island and don't be shy to reach out to your fellow salon owners. Stay in touch with your team. Try to reach out to your clients. We're lucky we have email and Instagram and all sorts of ways to connect with people. So use those tools and offer, as Arne said, offer little extras to the people that do come in, show them, how much you appreciate their business, and sort of perpetuate the positivity if you can. It's very difficult. I know it's sometimes very scary, but sometimes, you can bring yourself back from being in a bad place to a good place, and that's important as the leader and the business owner to stay there. So that would be my message.
Yeah. Do you agree, Leanne?
Having salon owners, other salon owners to lean on when, I know that there's times where I've spoken to these guys, over the past 6 months where I'm really down and they'll lift me up, or they've been down and I can lift them up, and just lend each other support and ideas and sort of brainstorming. To taking the extra time with clients and really, because it is that thing where you're kind of squeezing an extra person or running later, but having that buffer and being able to really connect with your coworkers and with your clients. And I think, a big thing that we miss is that connection, the human connection. And so it's been so nice to kind of slow down and like those conversations and connections feel more like valuable. And we talked about, we all have like excess product that we can't really sometimes move, and it's been sitting, and it's nice to sort of give a client something or donate some product that you haven't been able to move to a charity or to a beauty school, to be able to kind of give back and lift other people up as well.
Something positive for me business-wise was just, as I said before, really connecting with everybody, but getting deeper into, our relationships sort of with our businesses, and also expanding that group. And then, petitioning the governor and joining together. We got hundreds of signatures, and, very grateful to Swice and everybody that joined us with that to try to petition to reopen, because that was a big struggle. And so for me, I'm taking away, on a positive note, that has spurred me on now to carry on with that work and try to do more good things for people in my community. in any way I can. I'm not going to stop. And personally, I think there were some beautiful things that happened too. Just, you know, I have kids and I have a lot more time than one's about to go off to college. So, you know, he's forced to spend time with me. So that was a really beautiful thing too.
I think the positive things for me, as I said, I'm reconnecting with my clients, giving them more time, and I actually am enjoying the hairdressing more rather than just rushing through something, because I was tending to do that and answering phones, and you know, so I've been enjoying that. And also the positive is, well, the hairdressers that have come back are really happy to be back. And the other positive, we had, like, as some people haven't come back, we've got three new people on the floor, and they're also really thriving. So that's been really positive, because they're, you know, as you said before, the salon's not, it will just have to recreate itself a little and change. And I think we will go through a different period, even in the next year, you know, is giving more time. I mean, I've always said, preach, you know, give more time and charge a bit more, because people want, time is so important to people. You know, if you're giving, you know, money is not as important. So, obviously some people money is very important, but, and not that it's not important, but you know, time, you can't replace that. So give more time, and I've been enjoying that.
Definitely, like, giving more time. I think as creative people, because even though we're all salon owners, we all do hair and are creative people. And so I know for myself, like, the creative outlet, when I wasn't able to cut hair, you know, I was like cooking all the time, or like took up all these crazy hobbies, or if it's, you know, going online and doing, you know, education. And there's just, it's been nice to, like, have a different perspective and other opportunities to express yourself and, you know, spend your time differently.
Business-wise, definitely spend more time with my clients, and that's always the connection that I value so much, but I don't actually spend enough time with them. So being able to, like, book a certain amount of hour, not squeezing people in, which is totally fun, but like having that connection with people is very important. But on a personal note, it's that I was on the hamster wheel all the time, and it's just like, eventually it'll just get to you, like health-wise and everything. So being able to, like, slow down, take a breather, and really do what you can with other people and connect with other people. And as much as I want to connect with other people, I didn't connect with a lot of people during the time of, like, you know, it's the hamster wheel, because I want to go, go, and go. But now it's just like, I love that, you know,
right.
Being able to meet people, seeing my friends, seeing my family and colleagues, and it's so important. And it's just the value system has just changed. So that's what I got from it.
And that concludes our panel discussion on a salon road to recovery. For anyone out there in America watching, or anywhere in the world, we are all one salon family, and we will get through this together. On behalf of Swice and Milbon USA, thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe.